Alright, this is hilarious. This is Squawking1200 doing a little BFR in Norway. We'll be departing runway 15. Let's see if we can nail this down. I have full brakes on, so this must just be all ice. Check the conditions of the runway. Well, the conditions are icy. Full brake does not stop the aircraft. I'm going to attempt to do a couple patterns here. We are in the Just Flight Turbo Aero T-tail. Oh, and up she goes. Beauty. Going to be making left traffic. This runway is hard to see in this condition. And turning left. There's my little runway. Gotta look for that little S curve in the streetlights. It's probably gonna be the only way to find it. Bunch of left rudder going in here. And rolling out. Find my midpoint of my pedals. Alright, there's the runway down there. Little trim. This is NOAA weather, real weather. Real weather. Starting to push in a little bit to the left. Holding nice at 3,000. 1,000 traffic pattern, 1,000 feet above. Looks good. Alright, we're going to go first notch of flaps. Going to reduce the power. Going to throw in some left foot as we make this turn. And check. Oh, we must have a crazy wind. We're way off, way overshot. I'll probably just do a low approach. Second notch of flaps. Lift up. Lift up. Go. Third notch of flaps. I don't even think this is going to qualify for a low approach. Alright, better. So I'm of the opinion that I'm going to have to make sure I stay well wide of the airport on this side. Bankety bank to the left. Coming up on traffic pattern altitude, I'm going to reduce. Alright, it's over there. Turning downwind. Touch sooner. It seemed like that tailwind just pushed me well past my turn for final. Alright, let's see, whereabouts? Not quite yet. It is a good altitude to be at. I'm 1,000 feet above traffic pattern altitude. This is like right on the money. This little tiny airport is very tricky to see. And this wind oh yeah, the clouds, yeah, they're at exactly like traffic pattern height. This is the real weather from NOAA. I'm flying in Norway. So it's like, doesn't get any much more marginal than this. Crank up that first notch of flaps. We got that. Oh yeah, we're being pushed around. Yikes. And the runway is just ice. It doesn't stop. Oh, we're just going to have to do a low approach. Oh, hit the wrong one. A little high. Come on. There we go. So if we were in Norway, we would be enjoying some clouds, some snow. A little bit like it is in New England right now. Where is my... Okay, that's good. We're in the turbo arrow. Earlier today we were in this like the regular arrow. And this is the T-tail turbo arrow. Crosswind. It's definitely some challenging pattern work today. If it weren't for those like squiggly streetlights, the airport would be nearly impossible to see. Turning downwind. So pretty much I have to go base to final. It seems like this push. There's my street lights. Probably almost a beam of the numbers. It's actually starting to make me sweat in here. I gotta open up my door a tiny bit. Alright. First notch of flaps. Let's try that. I got a lot of left rudder in here. It sure would. And this is a challenging little runway, very narrow. A little too fast right now. Should be coming up on it right there. Should be right in front of us where those street lights are, thankfully. Alright. Try to set it down this time. this thing. Shoo. Gonna get another notch of flaps. X braking. It won't stop because it's icy. Hopefully it will. It wasn't stopping on me earlier. It was just kind of spinning out like I was drifted. That was, whew. I might have to put on a t-shirt. Let's see if it stops. See, I'm at full brake right there. It's still not stopping. Alright, phew. Alright, let's do that again. Turn this thing around. See, it's not wanting to turn. Full left, full brake. Put the flaps down. Let's see how that, I want them down the other way. I can't wait till they fix this kind of stuff. This has been like since X-Plane old. These little puffs that go across the runway. All in good time. So that's X-Plane Realistic. That's doing all the shaking of the chassis. You can see around the window frame. Hey, who just followed? Somebody just followed. Woohoo! Oh, Nautilus Chamber, that's you. Thank you very much. Hey, you're number 41. 9 more to 50. Thanks. Alright. Everything's all set. Props, mixture, good. Pitot heat still on. Got a bunch of right rudder, left rudder. It's kind of wobbling back and forth. Turbo up, airspeed looks good, and let's get off the ground. Alright. Let that aircraft settle down a little bit. Whew, 300 feet, 400. And 700 feet turning crosswind. And I'll throttle back. That's funny, I just noticed something about this one too. The other one has, has the bump in the nose, has the curve, where this is kind of like, you know, smooth all the way across. Turning downwind, here we go. Rolling out. Let's see. Switch fuel tank before I forget. So, yep, we are just underneath that cloud layer. The only thing left is a little bit of thunder and lightning. Here's our airport. Alright, deep breath. Here we go. Turning base. Sure would be, especially at this altitude. I did another one where I was testing some weather stuff out with Fear for You to Envy. He was asking about rain effects on the window, and so we turned up the rain effects. I immediately got struck by lightning as I took off, totally crashed down, and then we turned up the snow, and before I even got off the runway. I iced up and immediately crashed back to Earth. Alright. Tune in some trim. They were pretty funny because we were just messing around with it, and it just kind of became comical. Alright, turning left. Good speed. Runway sight picture looks pretty good. Gotta bring that nose up over a little bit more, and bunch of right rudder. Bunch of right rudder. Right rudder, right rudder, right rudder. Hey! If I didn't have two wheels in the grass, that would have been pretty good. We can actually go around on that one. Coming up on 700 feet, we're going to turn it crosswind. It's short and narrow. It's the best of both worlds. Traffic pattern altitude, reduce the power, push forward, trim it up a little bit, trim it up, reduce more power, reduce more, trim it. Alright. Turn downwind. Hey Bambino, welcome to snowy Norway, where we have epic conditions. We have a crazy left crosswind. This is real world weather. This is the Just Right Arrow with the T-tail. Whew! I've made a couple of successful landings so far. Let's see, there it is over there. Pretty much the way this is going, it's kind of one of those base to final turns. It just, you have so much push from the tail. It's way easy to overshoot. The runway is at the end of these. Thank you, Bambino, for stopping by. Alright, deep breath, here we go. Turning crosswind, or turning base. Reducing the power. I thought those two things looked like the runway threshold. I was like, wait a minute. First notch of flaps. Crank it way over. Alright. Getting a little slow. I'll take it. A little bit heavy, but in inclement weather we will be glad to be down safely with no blown tires. So I got the full brakes on. Again, stop. It's like that slow, painful, like crashing into a curb in your car. Come on. There we go. Alright. I think I'm going to do this a couple times in the Cessna. Let's say I want that. Alright, which one do we want? Airfoil Labs or default with the rep? Stop over here, pick some people up. Alright, we'll do Airfoil Labs. I like that one. It's actually one of my favorites. And it's very difficult to gauge a comparison of like one over the other. Primer. I'm gonna have to read the instructions on this one. Key. Off, 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 off. Oh, it's the fuel pump high and low. That's what that was. I did read that one. I read half the manual. Alright. Changing up, we are going to go to the AFL. Same conditions. Oh boy. Now for something completely, well, similar but different. Sure, I have X camera off. One thing about this, gotta open up the windows right away. Alright, here we are in the Airfoil Labs Cessna 172. Try that. How's that sight picture? Check it out in a second. Battery on. Beacon light on. Check the fuel selector. Good. Correct the throttle. Fuel pump on. Not hearing any noise. Wonder if it's just being quiet. Oh, it is going up. It's just being quiet. Now the one thing I forgot to do. I'm gonna spoil the immersion for a second. Forgot to rotate my aircraft. Turn on the alternator. What did I do with the sound? I must have knocked. I have Turtle Beaches, and the sound controller is on the string, and it hangs down like by my arm. So if I move just at the wrong time, I knock the sound out. Pitot heat on. Gonna need that. Gonna need the strobe lights. Gonna leave the landing light in for pattern work. Making sure the beacon light is on. This one's going to take a minute or two to warm up. And we can start shutting some windows. Good. Cabin is on. I'm going to check the maintenance log here. Everything looks pretty good. You can see we're just bouncing around, just sitting here on the runway. I'm going to see if I can find the frequency for here. Might be on here. Nope. Wind's at 8. It's tough 8. Let's say we're not even at 75 degrees yet. It's one thing that I'm trying to get used to is finding a view that I really like. Because I don't have track IR, it's hard to see if the flaps come down. Barely see it at 2 notches. So then I try to sit back. Wonder if I fly it like this. Yeah, it feels more like 15 too. See, now I can't really see the runway, or the taxiway. I think you're supposed to be able to see part of the nose, but now I can't see the flaps again. Split the difference here. A little bit of nose. I try to have it similar for each flight. Kind of when you're not happy with it, you just kind of you just kind of dick around with it until you feel like it's better. Gosh, I got this whole right brake in. I'm not even slowing down. There we go. Whoa. Should probably have the wings tipped this way. This actually, even though it's getting lighter out, yeah, I agree. It's got a couple things like that because I haven't spent really any time in a real Cessna, I have a hard time gauging what should be correct. But from what I've read, is you should be able to see typically some of the front cowling, and then you should kind of be able to keep an eye on your flaps without like being crazy. So you got full brakes in here. Come on, don't hit anything. I hear the brakes. It's like the skating rink. I'm curious, if you watch Uncertified Pilot, he's making his own Cessna from scratch. You know, he's building one. So I wonder how his stuff is going to come out. Alright. See I'm just skating around. Alright, we're at 2,000. Check my heading. I'm taking off on 1.5. Fix that a tiny bit. Looks like I'm slightly off. That's about right, 140. Alright, we just got a whole bunch more daylight. Here we go. Mixture up. Dip that wing a little bit towards the wind. Airspeed's alive, and we can rotate. Whoa. Jeez. That's pretty exciting right there. So I should plan on landing a little bit faster than normal for the crosswind. Turning crosswind. So I can't see if there's anybody in the pattern or anything. That's the other thing that's... Alright, back to flying. Turning downwind. Trying to pick out a good extended center line. Seems like this tree line right here is a good place to start my turn. So trying to peek at the runway. I'm going to sit myself down a little bit more. First notch flaps. Trim. Go second notch of flaps. I feel like I'm up too high. That's the speed I want. I'm going to go with third notch of flaps and push this thing down. spinning too slow. There it.
No.
Doink. Oof. Flying sideways there. Come on, don't sink too much, don't sink too much. I took the flaps out a little bit too quickly. Nautilus Chamber, thanks for stopping by. I'm going to answer this one. Hang on 1 second, everybody. Work. Turn a crosswind. I'm gonna look at my checking the GFX. I think that's X-Plane Realistic that's doing those. Traffic pattern height. Alright. Oh, this will probably be my last attempt. I got a couple more things I gotta do today. 4 hours of streaming. It's probably enough. First notch of flaps. Get this thing under control a little bit. Gonna try to go for a really good landing here. Get that thing out of the way. True, feel that push. Tiny bit of left rudder. Try not to do that while I'm turning. that second notch of flaps. Add a little power back in. Gonna be up a little too high. Hello. Was I that wide? Well, that's not the way it's done. There we go. I did better when it was snowing out. Jeez. Push the nose down, trim it down, and pull the throttle. And go 2 notches of flaps. This is a horrible approach. Good gravy. Full throttle. Airspeed starts coming back up. First notch up. And second notch up. And third notch back up. Do, 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 do. Here we are in Norway. 700 feet, turning crosswind. Reducing power. And reducing power further. Alright, pretty trimmed out there. And roll it out. Kick back some of the throttle. Below 110, we'll take that first notch of flaps, please. That's a little better. Start to lose a little bit of altitude here. $1,600. Telling you a little bit of left rudder. rotate or unbank. Wait a little bit long. The one's not nearly what it was. That's nice. Alright, that's going to be it for me. I'm going to put the simulator down and do something. I might come back later on tonight though. Don't tell anybody. Or actually spread the word. Could use a few more people. Alright, let's see. Flaps up. That's good. Reset the trim. Don't foul the plugs. Trim set to neutral. I'm going to park and brake it. We're actually I'm going to do a little bit of a run up. Make sure these things are not fouled. Sounds good. Turn off the avionics. Idle. And cut off. Gonna hit my switches. Call it an afternoon. I just wanted to say again, thanks for everybody that took time out of their day to watch Squawking1200. Hopefully you were entertained a little bit by some of those nerve-wracking landings earlier in that snow. Again, I don't have necessarily a regularly scheduled stream. It's kind of dictated by work, and at the moment work has been crazy. Captain Gar, I'm just about to hang it up for at least the afternoon. I might come back tonight. Did a whole bunch of kind of crazy snowy traffic patterns in Norway on this little narrow runway. It is Echo November Hotel Alpha. That set can be found on the Org. It's a really, really nice scenery. The runway is very narrow, and it was very challenging in the really bad conditions. So that puts me at the end of my stream time. I'm going to go do some work. I may be back later on tonight if everything works out. Captain Garza, you kind of came in at the end, but I just want to say thanks for taking the time to peek into my channel, and hopefully we'll catch you again at some other time when I'm on a little bit longer. This is Squawking1200. Everybody have a great afternoon. I'm out.